Hi guys! I've gathered every single creature I can from the BKFK world together because we have 2 very important birthdays to announce. Are you guys ready for the first one? Give me an N. E. L. A. It's Neela. And give me a J. U. D. A. H. What does that spell? Judah! Happy birthday, guys! We wish you the most magical birthday ever!
Well, hello to all of you wonderful listeners. We have had such an awesome response to our BKFK birthday bundle that we've created 2 more birthday bundles. First we have the Halloween birthday bundle, in which you receive a unique, personalized Halloween-themed audiobook. And for the younger listeners, we have the nursery rhyme-themed personalized audiobook. And just like with the BKFK bundle, you will also receive access to all BKFK episodes, including almost 60 Patreon episodes, coloring in pages for each episode, and read-alongs. Now that's a truly magical birthday experience. To find out more, just go to buykids4kids.co and click on Birthday Bundle. Speaking of Patreon, this week's episode is one of our Patreon specials. It's called
The Fairy. Once upon a time, there was a widow who had 2 daughters. The eldest, Agnes, was so much like her mother that whoever looked upon her thought she was the mother. They were both so nasty and so haughty that they were impossible to live with. The youngest daughter, Violet, was kind-looking and humble. The mother adored her eldest daughter and despised the youngest. She made her eat in the kitchen and work continually. She was constantly bullied around the house.
Wash the dishes.
Clean the floor.
Go to your room. You are an embarrassment to this family.
One of the tasks this poor child was forced to do twice a day was to draw water from the well more than 1.5 miles from the house and carry home a bucketful on her shoulders. One day, as she was at the well, a poor woman approached who begged,
Please let me drink a little water. I am too weak to pull up a bucket from the well.
With pleasure,
said the young girl, and drew up a bucket of water. She held it up for the old woman because her arms were clearly not strong enough to carry such weight. The old woman drank thirstily. The young girl supported her with one hand on her back. She felt a bump near her shoulders. She thought it was probably the beginnings of a hunchback. But she could not have been more wrong. Under the old woman's shirt were neatly tucked 2 wings. Fairy wings! She was a fairy in disguise. The fairy smiled at the girl and said,
You are so very kind, my dear, so good and sweet, that I cannot help giving you a gift. I will give you the blessing that with every word you speak, a jewel or pearl will fall from your mouth.
With this, the old woman hobbled off, and the bewildered girl returned home with the bucket of water. When she arrived home, her mother shouted,
You nincompoop! You're slower than a dead snail, lazier than a drunken dormouse. What on earth took you so long?
I beg your pardon, Mummy,
said the poor girl.
for not being quicker.
And in speaking these words, there came out of her mouth 2 pearls and 2 diamonds,
What is this?
said her mother, quite astonished.
I think I see pearls and diamonds coming out of this girl's mouth. Explain yourself, girl.
The poor creature told her the whole story,
I met an old woman at the well.
and as she
who
did
wanted
so,
a drink.
pearls and jewels came pouring out onto the floor. The mother scrambled about to gather them, stuffing her pockets full of treasure. The mother called for her eldest daughter.
Agnes, come here this minute. Look at what is pouring out of your sister's mouth. You can do the same, my darling. All you need to do is go to the well to fetch water. And when the silly old hag asks you for a drink, give it to her. And then we'll be rich.
Fetch water? Me?
Said the nasty daughter.
You must be joking! I couldn't possibly do such a thing.
You shall go, girl,
Said the mother impatiently.
this minute.
So away she went, but grumbling all the way, taking with her the best silver jug in the house. She was no sooner at the fountain than she saw coming out of the forest a lady most gloriously dressed in beautiful robes. Despite her beauty, there was something strange about her. Perhaps the little bumps on her back. She came up to Agnes and asked,
Would you be so kind as to draw some water for me?
This was, in fact, the same fairy who appeared to poor Violet. The fairy had now taken the form of a princess to see how far this girl's rudeness would go.
You think I came all this way to give you water?
Said Agnes with disgust.
I suppose you think that this silver jug was brought purely for your ladyship, was it? Ugh, get out of my way. I've come to fetch water for an old hag, not for some precious princess who thinks she's the bee's knees.
You are clearly in need of some manners.
Answered the fairy.
Well then, since you are so disobliging, I have the perfect gift for you.
A gift?
Asked Agnes greedily.
The gift that with every word you speak, there shall come out of your mouth a toad.
Later that evening, the mother heard footsteps. She opened the door to see Agnes approaching. Her face was white with shock. She held both hands to her mouth and was loudly mumbling through her closed mouth.
What on earth has happened to you?
Asked the mother.
And why on earth are you clutching your mouth? Come on, you nincompoop. Speak up. I haven't got all day. Where are my jewels? Say something.
Agnes could not contain herself any longer and opened her mouth. Yeah! A fat, warty toad fell from her mouth, plopped onto the ground, looked up at the horrified mother and croaked. The mother and daughter screamed and ran from the house as fast as they could. With each scream, another frog dropped out, making them scream even louder, and so on and so on. They ran into the forest, leaving behind them a trail of confused and perplexed frogs and toads behind them. The youngest daughter, Violet, laughed, and as she did so, another gem fell from her mouth.
Hey guys, if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and family. It is one of the best ways to support BKFK Storytime.